Hi, I'm Nathan Cook and I'm going to teach you how to make the best s'mores chocolate chip cookies. So let's go make some cookies. First up, we're going to need an apron so then we don't get all of our clothes dirty. So let's go get an apron. Alright, I got my apron, now let's go get baking. In order to make the best cookies, we're going to want to have the best ingredients. So let's go over exactly what ingredients you're going to need. Starting off with our tools, we have a mixer, measuring cups, measuring spoons, and a cookie dough scoop. And now to make your cookie dough, we have brown sugar, white sugar, flour, some eggs, shout out to my chickens there, baking soda, salt, some vanilla extract, and some butter. For this, I'm using salted butter, but you can use unsalted if you would like. Next up, we have graham crackers, something to smash your graham crackers with, marshmallows, and some chocolate chips. You can either use milk chocolate or dark chocolate, whatever kind of chocolate chips you want, but for this one, I'm using milk chocolate. First thing we're gonna wanna do is preheat our oven to 350 degrees so then it can warm up while we're mixing all of our ingredients together. So let's preheat our oven to 350 degrees. Next up, we're gonna wanna grab our cookie tray and our parchment paper, and we're gonna wanna line the cookie tray with the parchment paper. And some of you may be wondering, why do we need parchment paper? The reason why we want parchment paper on our cookie tray is so our cookies, when they're in the oven, don't stick to the pan. Let's start with our dough. First thing we're gonna do is mix together 3/4 cup or 12 tablespoons of our room temperature butter, 1 cup of our compact brown sugar, 1/3 cup of our white sugar, 1 teaspoon baking soda, and 1/2 teaspoon salt. Once you have all your ingredients measured out, we wanna make sure to add it to the mixing bowl to get it started to stir. First off, we're gonna add our butter, and then our sugar, our baking soda, and finally our 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Next thing we're gonna wanna do is mix together all of our ingredients in the bowl for around 2 to 3 minutes or until we get a light and creamy texture. And while we stir it all together, we wanna scrape down the sides if needed. So let's get mixing. After you mix your ingredients, we're gonna grab 2 eggs to mix together, but for me, I always find it a good idea to have 2 bowls, one to put the yolks into and another to put the shells into. So let's get our 2 eggs. And then mix it on. After we mix all of our ingredients together, we want it to come out and look something like this, and now we can mix it again until it's even. Now that we've added our eggs, we also want to add 1 teaspoon vanilla into our mixer. When this is mixing, what we're gonna do during that is mix together or smash up 1 cup of graham crackers, or about 9 total rectangles of graham crackers. So let's get smashing. After we mix this together, then we're gonna wanna add our 2 cups chocolate chips and our 1 cup marshmallows until the both of them are mixed together well with the other ingredients in your mixing bowl. After we mixed all of our ingredients together, we're gonna wanna grab our cookie scoop and scoop the cookie dough onto our parchment paper. Alright, we have our cookie dough balls. Next up, we're gonna wanna put them into the oven for 10 to 12 minutes or until golden brown on top. Alright, the cookies just finished cooking, so let's take them out. Here's what your s'mores cookies should look like once finished. So make sure you get some hot pads, and then I have a cooling rack, but if you don't have one, you can put them on your stove or something and let them cool off there. So whatever works for you. I got my spatula, now let's scoop them onto the cooling tray. If you guys ever make these cookies because they are the world's best cookies, make sure to share them with others, like I'm going to share with my little brother Dylan. Here you go, Dylan. You might be asking yourself, hey Nathan, is that the final step to the world's best cookies you were talking about? Well, I'm glad you asked if you did, but that's not all the steps. I gotta say, there is one more step in order to have the world's absolute best s'mores cookies. So come with me for this final step, and then it's all you and the cookies. For this last and final step, what you're gonna wanna do is grab yourself a glass and some milk, and pour yourself a good old glass of milk or whatever drink you like with your cookies. Grab yourself a cookie, and all I can say is enjoy.